Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. While we're waiting for Ricky to get to his assigned spot, just devastating things happen, and we want to do something. We feel helpless. You want a moment of silence. You want to do a prayer. You want to set up a donation, get a 16-wheeler, and start collecting things to help folks out. And here we go again. I don't know if everyone's aware. By the time this is aired, it might be news that's very well known. But Oklahoma has had some absolutely record-setting, devastating tornadoes, and the activity goes on. One tornado, at least in the F4 or 5, that was estimated at 2 miles wide. Absolute total destruction. I went through an elementary school in session with children in the school. So anyway, I don't know what we do if there's such a thing as karma. Let's try to send some positive thoughts of support, and again, the stories of the local heroes, all of the firemen, the EMTs, and simply the people who happen to be there and can still help, doing what they can. We've said it many times in the North Country how fortunate we are. We've had some issues. We experienced Irene, but we truly have never had anything at that level of devastation. To have it be so widespread, the hospitals are gone and so on. So anyway, just certainly to share, and I know I speak for everyone. We did talk before we don't have to. The town of Plattsburgh certainly sends its best wishes wherever you can. I truly don't know what the answer is, but our thoughts are with them. I'd like to call this meeting to order for May 20, 2014. If I can roll call, please.
Bernie Bassett.
Here.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Martin Manick.
Here.
Paul Moy.
Here.
Gerard Renadette.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
Rick Collins.
Resolution 158, approving the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of May 6th and May 13th, 2013 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Manick, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Paul Moy.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 159, abstract 5BA.
Resolved that the abstract of audit claims number 5B-13, 937 to 1067 for $432,884.22. An abstract 5B-13, 181 to 202 prepays in the amount of $739,209.90. Be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Lemoy, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Manick.
Yes.
Paul Moy.
Yes.
Gerard Renadette.
Yes.
Bernie Bassett.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 160, historian's monthly report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a historian's monthly report for the month of April 2013.
Have a motion. Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix, any discussion?
Yes, Bernie, I noticed in the report that the deputy historian contributed a $25 newly leveled membership fee. I don't remember seeing voucher can cost to reimburse him for that. It's in the second paragraph.
Would you like me to pursue that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
He takes part in this. He does this without compensation. The only thing he gets is he gets his dues, or the cost paid for attending some of these things. For him to have to pay out of his pocket or something like that, I think it would help me out.
I'm sure that will be appreciated. We can do that without any great challenges. I think I forwarded to all of you today an email from Bill and some information he had concerning history as and tourism as an economic industry. And it truly is getting that attention, and we're kind of building our factory up here. Huge, huge value. The other thing that you want to be looking for, and Jerry talks about it a little bit, but he's far too humble a man, and that is the display and the research they've been doing. He and Melissa have been doing concerning the Civil War. She has literally spent the last 3 or 4 months, and the amount of time goes beyond volunteerism, to do the research and assemble a directory of all of the descendants living in the town of Plattsburgh who served in the Civil War. And there will be a way for those involved in genealogy to find the family name, research it, and so on. They'll be putting a display in the lobby within the next 2 weeks. We also met with Dan recently, and we're convinced he's going to do a wonderful story and have a photo in the press as well. So you want to be looking for that. But as you know, we all get excited, and again, I'll go to Bill's email that I forwarded. Far too long, this region has ignored the value of the history from the Champlain Valley, and we've got some of the right people in place. It is an industry. It is of great value, economic value to this community, and it's good to see things happening. So museum days coming up, the Civil War display will be with that, and I hope you'll all get a chance. The museums are open to your friends, neighbors, relatives, spend a little time and support them and promote the activities. Anyone have anything else? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Janik,
Yes.
Paul Moy,
Yes.
Fred Renadette,
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 161, Planning Department Monthly Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Phil Von Bargen, Planning and Engineering Department Head for the month of May 2013.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Lemoyne, second Mr. Mannix. Any discussion? A number of projects. We were commenting the other day with a number of projects that have already worked their way through planning, a number that are coming. If they all get going at the same time, it's going to be busy around town, just about every corner. So it's been very active, which is very good. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Janik,
Yes.
Paul Moy,
Yes.
Fred Renadette,
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 162, Supervisor's Monthly Financial Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file the supervisor's financial report for the month of April 2013.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Janik,
Yes.
Paul Moy,
Yes.
Fred Renadette,
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 163, Water Wastewater Department's Monthly Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Scott Stoddard, Water and Wastewater Director for the month of April 2013.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Renadette, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Janik,
Yes.
Paul Moy,
Yes.
Fred Renadette,
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 164, scheduling a public hearing on proposed local law number 1 for 2013.
Whereas local law number 1 of 2013, a copy of which hereto is attached, was introduced at the meeting by members of the Water and Wastewater Committee, Mr. Wood and Mr. Renadette. Whereas the town of Plattsburgh is desirous to hold a public hearing with respect to adoption of said local law number 1 of 2013. Now therefore be resolved that a public hearing be held with respect to the adoption of the aforementioned local law at 7:05 on June 3rd, 2013 at the Town Hall, Town of Plattsburgh, 151 Baker Road, Plattsburgh, New York. And it be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to have said public hearing notice published in the local newspaper, the Press Republican, as required by law, posted on the town's bulletin board and placed on the town's website. And it be further resolved, a copy of this resolution be given to the town attorney, water and wastewater director, and finance manager.
Have a motion.
So
So moved.
Mr. Renadette, second Mr. Mannix. Any discussion?
Does it make any difference if we introduce the law, if we make a motion?
I don't, none that I'm aware of. Let's try it and see what happens.
I have a question at the bottom. we're having copies presented or direction. Do we have direction in here that a copy of the law be sent to the, I believe it's the Secretary of State?
Yeah, well, that would determine whether we pass it or not. I think it's pretty foregone.
I think
It actually doesn't become law until it's filed.
until it's, that's
We,
okay.
we lean on our town attorney to make sure that happens.
Yep.
The following public hearing, we'll have a vote on whether or not we pass
They
it.
will send it in at the
Is it on the
time.
website?
I'm with you.
Is it on the website?
Not yet, we have to pass the resolution first.
After that, put it on the website?
After that, Rick, you'll see that it's posted.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
There's only a few changes, as far as I understand it.
Very few. And Tom, you did catch the individual specific districts in work session, that was changed
Yeah,
to
saw
no
that.
consolidated, thank you. Okay, anything else? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Paul Moy,
Yes.
Fred Brennan.
Yes.
And Bernie Dorchenez.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 165, advertising for sale of surplus equipment.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh has equipment that is no longer needed or useful, and it is necessary to take said equipment out of service. Whereas in a request to identify surplus equipment from various town of Plattsburgh departments, the following equipment has been recommended as surplus and is no longer needed, as so noted. Therefore, be resolved that the town board does hereby authorize the sale of said surplus equipment that can be seen at the town hall during regular business hours, beginning on Friday, May the 31st, 2013. With all questions regarding the listed equipment and/or materials can be directed to the town clerk's office. And to be further resolved, that it is the responsibility of any prospective bidder or purchaser to investigate or ascertain the condition of items being sold prior to the date of bidding, and the town of Plattsburgh is making no representation or warranties expressed or implied with respect to suitability or fitness of these items, for which the purpose that they may be utilized by the purchaser, and any and all items are sold as is, and it be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to have an advertisement published in the Press and Publican for sealed bids with a non-conclusive bid form returnable on or before Friday, June the 14th, 2013, at 3 p.m. prevailing time, at which time the prevailing will be open at the Town Hall, 151 Bank Road. At which time the bids will be publicly open to sell all rights, title, interest of surplus equipment as listed, as is where is conditioned. And it be further resolved that the town of Plattsburgh does not willingly know or lend defect of any lay claim to knowledge of lent defect. And it is further resolved, there shall be no upset price for the above equipment. But the town shall reserve the right to reject any and all bids, and waive any and all informality in any bidding. And a copy of this resolution be given to the budget officer, finance manager, and department head.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Mr. Moy, second.
Second.
Mr. Mannix. Any discussion?
Can we do both, that final result? We don't set an upset price, but we can reject all bids?
I think I'd want to.
We would want to put a minimum, at least a minimum bid in there?
In the case of those light fixtures, no. I'll buy your gas.
Put $1, minimum bid of $1. I mean, just, to me, it's kind of confusing to me to say that there's no minimum bid, but the town reserves the right to reject any and all bids. But as I've said in the past, I'll defer to council.
I think it's kind of a belt and suspenders situation,
All right.
so.
Not that I need both, but.
Very quick, but we are attaching these department heads.
Or belts, for that
So we want to call the town clerk.
No.
And my second question is, we said that we're advertising that we don't know of any latent defects.
Right.
in any of that. We certainly know every one of these vehicles won't pass inspection.
Right,
And
as
we-
is.
And we know the do we have to list?
No,
what we know is wrong with it?
a latent defect is one that could not be discovered, or, wouldn't readily be discovered if you looked at it.
Okay.
And we don't know of anything of, I'm assuming that nature, there can be full disclosure. If we knew, say, there was a defect that would cause, say, harm to somebody, and we weren't revealing it, then we would, that would be, could be almost criminal.
An observable defect versus one.
I mean, we're not gonna say, yeah, it's old, probably won't pass inspection, but anything that a person couldn't tell, like when you're selling a car, you don't have to tell the person the car's rusty, you can see that it's rusty. But if the backup lights don't work, you have to tell them the backup lights.
And Rick, you maybe know, scrap for a vehicle, for example, the Chevy Lumina would be $300-400 now?
Yeah, because it's very well, it's been through this process 3 times now.
Right.
So they,
But again, I think as far as a minimum bid, if somebody offered us $100,
We reject
I
it.
mean, we could scrap for twice that.
right, you can get more money on junk, you can get at least $300 for it.
And we would review the bids before any of them are awarded. Okay? Any other discussion?
We're gonna have another one of these resolutions on the sale of it all, once we get to.
Right. You have to award the bids. Yep. Okay, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Paul Moy,
Yes.
Gerard Benedict,
Yes.
Bernie Glass.
Yes, the resolution carries. Resolution 166, North Country Regional Economic Development Council application for funding.
Whereas the Director of the Water and Wastewater Department and the Town of Plattsburgh Board have identified a number of projects needing improvement and upgrades due to the age and failing infrastructure and increase in the volume as a result of growth and economic development. Whereas it is in the public's best interest that repairs are made with effective water and wastewater systems and are imperative to promote economic development in a manner that will attract, create, and sustain employment opportunities. Whereas the Route 3 lift station has been prioritized and acknowledged as a key project in need of immediate action requiring significant repair, replacement, and upgrade to meet current needs and manage anticipated growth. Whereas the North Country Regional Economic Council has identified infrastructure funds that are available for qualifying projects that would be used to cover 20% of the total project and not to exceed $500,000 per project. Whereas after careful review and consultation with the town's consulting engineer, the director has determined that such project meets the requirement inclusive of those, distinguishing it as a project of significant regional impact that advantages economic development and the overall community development goals. Now therefore be resolved that the supervisor on behalf of the town is authorized to execute any and all documents for the consolidated funding application for North Country Regional Economic Development Council funding for the Route 3 lift station. And it be further resolved that the town board also commits to the requirements for successful application, inclusive bridge financing, and allocating of necessary funding to complete the project as submitted. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and the water and wastewater director.
Have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Renedick, second.
Second.
Mr. Wood, any discussion?
And this is the kind of projects we need to get started right away.
And they are starting. Every time I work on one of these resolutions, I think of you, Tom, because you've been pushing for this for a long time. So this will be number 2 on our
This is a
list.
vital one that we know we have.
Well, and the definition of vital shifts with
I don't know about
growth
this
and
one.
development. This one in particular, in order to have a grant proposal that will even be qualifying for funding with the North Country Regional Economic Development Council, it has to impact jobs, economic development, etc. And because of the Route 3 corridor, because of the Fairfield Inn, this does exactly that. So and the funding, even though it isn't a lot of money, to get this one done. So again, I'll go back to that elephant. We're gonna eat the whole thing, but we're gonna start with the tail here and here there, and work our way through. Any other discussion? Hopefully we get finished. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manick,
Yes.
Paul Moy,
Yes.
Troy Rudenbeck.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. Resolution 167, Building Maintenance and Safety Committee Monthly Report.
Resolved to receive and place on file a report from Art Roll Building Maintenance Supervisor for the month of May
Have a
2013.
motion.
So moved.
Mr. Wood, second.
Second.
Mr. Renner, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manick,
Yes.
Paul Moy,
Yes.
Troy Rudenbeck.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, resolution carries. It wasn't quite a record breaker, but it was pretty good. If no one has anything else, I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Mr. Manning, second. Mr. Lemoyne, any discussion? Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Manick,
Yes.
Paul Moy,
Yes.
Troy Rudenbeck.
Yes.
Bernie Bass.
Yes, we will stand adjourned at 7:23 PM.